Welcome to the third episode of Issues 101. I'm Allison, a current intern at Issue Voter. Throughout this series, we're sharing 3-minute, nonpartisan, accessible explanations of how Congress shapes issues that matter to you. Today we are covering Congress's role in regulating air pollutants, how lawmakers shaped America's approach to air pollution and environmental protection. The Environmental Protection Agency defines hazardous air pollutants as pollutants that are known or suspected to cause cancer or other serious health effects, such as reproductive effects or birth defects, or adverse environmental effects. While hazardous air pollutants can come from many sources, most originate from human activity. 70 years ago, Congress passed the first piece of federal legislation to address this issue. The Air Pollution Control Act of 1955 allocated funding for research into air pollution, but left regulation and enforcement up to individual states. Despite this step, air pollution continued to rise. Congress passed the Clean Air Act of 1963, which allocated money for pollution research and abatement. It marked the first time that the federal government was given express authority to regulate air pollution. In 1970, under President Richard Nixon, Congress established the EPA to coordinate environmental efforts and enforce national standards. The agency was founded as part of the Clean Air Act amendments of 1970, requiring states to develop plans that met national standards. The Clean Air Act amendments of 1977, signed into law by President Jimmy Carter, required areas that met air quality standards to maintain them and introduced stricter controls for new pollution sources. Another key requirement was that new coal-fired power plants adopt advanced pollution control technologies to lower sulfur dioxide emissions, a major cause of acid rain. The Clean Air Act amendments of 1990, signed into law by President George H.W. Bush, aimed to tackle significant air quality issues like toxic pollutants, smog, and acid rain by setting forth a market-based system that allowed companies to trade sulfur dioxide emission allowances. Since 1990, growing scientific evidence has shown that air pollutants contribute not only to health problems but also to climate change. National attention has therefore increasingly focused on greenhouse gases. While some support federal policies aimed at addressing this, others tend to prioritize economic and energy considerations. Today, the EPA administers federal pollution control programs under the direction of Congress. Each year, lawmakers introduce major climate and air quality related bills. While some draw bipartisan cooperation, others generate significant debate. Public engagement, including communicating with representatives about pending legislation, continues to shape how the United States tackles its most pressing environmental concerns. Thank you for joining us for the third episode of Issues 101. Follow Issue Voter to get alerted about future episodes. For further reading, check out our article at blog.issuevoter.org, Congress's Role in Regulating Air Pollutants. Issue Voter is a nonpartisan nonprofit. Sign up at issuevoter.org to stay up to date with new legislation and send your opinion directly to your members of Congress.